Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we have been developing this notes application using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In the previous video, we added the functionality of this dark mode. In this video, we will add a feature that we need inside our notes app. So for example, if we have a list and if I press enter, it should enter into a new list item. So it should automatically type the bullet character and add a space over here so that I can continue with this list. So if I just type list item 2 over here and if I press enter, it should automatically type this character and enter and put the cursor in this position. Now if I press enter without adding any content, so if we just have the list bullet character and if I press enter, then we should be able to remove this bullet character from here and just add this empty line over here. So this is the feature that we're going to add to our notes application. So let's get started. Now before adding this feature, let's make this responsive. So let's go to our CSS and here let's type responsive and let's type at media. Let's type max width of 768 pixels and let's type container. So we'll target the main container division and let's set the flex direction to column so that they are displayed one below the other. So if we decrease the width of the browser window, we can see that they are displayed one below the other. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to set the width of the sidebar to 100% and we need to also reduce the height of the sidebar. So let's type sidebar width to 100% and height of 40 viewport height, and let's also remove the border right that we have over here. So let's type border right of none. So this is how it looks. So here we have this option of scrolling through our notes and we have the notes displayed over here at the bottom. Now let's target the main content. So here let's type main content. Let's set the height to 60 viewport height and let's set the padding to 10 pixels. Now let's change the font size of this title input. So let's type title input, font size of, let's try 16 pixels. And this is how it looks. Let's target the editor header and let's type editor header over here. Let's set the padding to 15 pixels. And I think that's basically it for the responsive version. Right now let's go ahead and add the feature that we needed, which is the feature of continuing the list. So if I press enter, we should automatically have this typed in over here. So let's go to our main.js file and in the constructor we will add this method. So let's type this dot handle markdown shortcuts. So this is what we'll call it. And let's scroll down and let's create that method over here. So here let's type handle markdown shortcuts. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to check whether the enter key is pressed. So we need to target the not content. So let's type this dot not content and let's add an event listener. Let's listen for the key down event and we'll get some data. So let's call it E. And here first of all let's add an if condition and let's see whether the E dot key is not equal to enter. So if it is not enter, then we'll just return from the function and we'll do nothing. And if it is the case, then we'll just console.log and let's see whether it is being displayed. So let's type e dot key. Let's go back and let's open the console. And let's type something over here. So here let's press enter and we can see enter is displayed over here. If we just type anything else, we don't have anything displayed. If you press enter, we have enter displayed over here once again. So we are actually detecting that the enter key is being pressed. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to get the cursor position. So for that we can just create a constant. Let's call it cursor pose equals this dot not content. And we need to type selection start and this will give us the cursor position. So I'll just console.log that over here. Let's type cursor pose and cursor pose over here. I'll just remove this console log and let's type something. Let's remove all of this and let's type hello, press enter. And here we can see cursor position is 5. If we just type hello with 2 O's and if I press enter, we can see the cursor position is 6. So we are actually getting the cursor position. Now the next thing we need to get is the text. So let's type const text equals this dot node content dot value. So this will give us the text. I'll just console.log that over here as well. And here let's type testing. Let's press enter. And here we have the cursor position and also the text. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to get the current line. So that's really important for us to add the bullet character at the correct position. So let's go ahead and create a const called current line, and let's set it equal to text, which we are getting from here, dot substring, and here we will type 0, and we need to get it from 0 to the cursor position, and we need to split it with the new line character. So let's type /n. So now if you go ahead and console.log this current line over here, we need to also get the last line from here, but I'll just console.log this first of all so that we can see what is going on. And here let's type testing 2, testing 3. So now we can see that we have this array with different lines as different array items. Now here we need to get the last item. So for that we can just type dot pop. So this will give us the last item of the array. So now if we just type testing and testing 2, and here we can see we have testing 2 displayed over here. So if we just type hello, we have hello displayed over here. So we are getting the last line. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to check whether we have a bullet. So I'll just remove all of these console logs, and let's check whether we have a bullet in our line. So for that let's type const and let's call it bullet match equals, and let's check the current line, and let's type dot match, and we will use regex for matching whether we have a bullet inside our line. So let's type /caret and parenthesis. Here let's type /s asterisk, and let's add one more parenthesis, and here let's type square brackets. We need to check whether we have this hyphen or asterisk or plus symbol. So these are the symbols that we're going to use as the bullets. And here let's type /s/. So this is basically a regex code to match whether we have any of these 3 bullets inside our line. You can just search for it online and you'll find this regex, or you can just copy this from here. Right now let's go ahead and check whether we don't have the bullet. So let's type if !bullet match. So if you don't have the matching bullet, let's type return. We'll just return from the function and do nothing. And if we have the bullet, then we'll just e.prevent default. So we'll just prevent the default behavior of the browser. And let's also console.log the bullet match so you can see what is going on. So let's type console.log bullet match. Let's go back over here and let's type test and press enter. We don't have anything. Let's add a bullet and let's type testing and press enter. And here we can see that we have the bullet match. We have 3 items inside the array. The first one is the full match, and the next one is how many spaces we have. So for example, if we add some space over here and if I press enter, we can see that we have the space displayed over here. So the second one is basically the space that we have before the bullet, and the third one is basically the bullet character. Right now we can use these 2 values to add our feature. Right now let's create the start and the end positions. So here let's type const start equals, and we'll set it equal to the cursor position minus the current line dot length. So this will give us the start position of where we want the content to be written. I'll just console.log that over here as well. So I'll just remove this console.log, and here let's type console.log start, and let's type start over here, and let's also calculate the end. So let's type const end equals cursor position, and let's type console.log end. Let's go back over here and let's type something. Let's type test, and we don't have anything being displayed. Let's add a bullet character. Let's type test, and we have the start set to 5, which is here, and we have the end set to here. So 5 and 12. Now we'll just create a function called replace text, and we will call that in our handle markdown shortcuts function. So here let's create a function called replace text, and we'll get the start and the end here in this function, And here we'll just go ahead and type this dot not content dot value equals, and we need to add the content between the start and the end positions. So for that we need to type this dot not content dot value dot slice, and we'll slice from 0 to start, and then we will add the new text that we get. So let's also get the text over here. So let's tap new text, and we'll add that over here. So let's tap new text, and then we will add the rest of the content. So let's tap this dot not content dot value dot slice end. So this will add a new text to the not content in the correct position. Right, now the next thing we will do is we will get the values from the bullet match. So if you just type test, and I'll just console.log the bullet match, and let's type something over here, and here we have the bullet match. So we have these 3 items inside this array. So let's type const, and here let's type full match. Then we have the indentation, then we have the bullet char. So let's get all of this from bullet match. Right, now the first thing we will do is if we have some bullet over here, and if I press enter, the bullet should be removed and it should become a blank line, and our cursor should be at the start of the line. So that's because if we just type testing and if I press enter, and if you want to just end the list, then we'll just press enter, and it should go ahead and remove this bullet that we have over here and add a blank line. So we will add that first of all. So let's type if current line dot trim. So if we trim all the spaces, and if we just have the bullet character, then we'll just go ahead and use this replace text method, and we'll set the start value to this start value that we have over here, which is the start of our line, and let's pass the end value over here, which is the end of the line, and let's also pass the new line character. And let's also create one more method called set cursor position, and let's get the position over here, and I will just go ahead and type this dot not content dot selection start, and we'll set it equal to this dot not content dot selection end equals position. So this will set our cursor position. Now here let's go and call that function. I'll just type this dot set cursor position, and let's set it to the start. So now let's go ahead and type a bullet character. Let's press enter, and we can see that the bullet was removed and we have the cursor in the correct position. So let's add an asterisk. Let's press enter, and we can see it is removed. Let's add a plus icon. Let's press enter. We can see that it is removed. If we have any other character and if I press enter, we can see that nothing happens. And the next thing we need to do is when we actually have some content inside our list item, then we need to continue the list. So for that, let's add an else. And here first of all, let's create a new bullet. So let's set the new bullet equal to, let's add backticks. Let's add new line character. And first of all, we need to add the indentation. So for example, if the user has some spaces over here, and if he presses enter, then we should have the next bullet right here. So let's type indentation, and after that we need to have the bullet character. So let's type bullet char, which we are getting from here. Right, now let's call the replace text function, and let's pass the cursor position as the start value, and for the end value also we will pass the cursor position, and let's pass the new bullet as the content, and let's set this set cursor position value to cursor position plus the new bullet. So it will be this space plus this bullet character dot length. So this will set the cursor in the correct position. Let's go back and let's tap testing. Let's press enter, and we can see that we have the new list item being added. Let's type testing 1. Let's press enter. We have the other list item, and here we need to add one more space after the bullet character. So here after the bullet char, let's add a space, and now let's type testing, and now we can see that it is working all right. And if we add some space over here, and if I type testing, we can see that we have it being displayed correctly. And if I press enter, we can see that the listing is stopped. So with that, we have added the bullet functionality to our application, and it is being displayed over here as well. So let's go ahead and remove all the console logs from here. And I think we have some more console log. So we have the bullet match. Let's remove that. And we have this current node. Let's remove that as well. And that's basically it. So with that, we have added all the functionalities that we need for our notes application. And with that, we have completed creating our notes application. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.